Hey everyone, welcome back to part 2 of the Micklehurst Loop Line. A disused railway walk all the way from Staley Bridge through to Diggle Junction. We've already done the section from Staley Bridge to Micklehurst, and that's where we are now. We're at Micklehurst. So the station of Micklehurst is just down there, closed in 1907, and it also had 2 platforms. Opened in 1886. So if we turn around, I'm going to show you, this is where we left off in our last video. This was part 1. This is where we finished, and this is Winterford Road up there, and it is a beautiful archway, isn't it? It's absolutely huge. It's clearly built for double track width, and it's quite wide above. That's really nice. So that's the view looking back to Micklehurst, and that is the view heading towards Friesland. Now Friesland, if it's pronounced like that, apologies if not, that's our next destination today. Had a station, and there was also a goods shed. I think it was the 3rd goods shed along this route from Staley Bridge. So let's push on. I think we're going to go into quite a deep cutting, so I'll see you along there. So in part 2 of our video, our walk along the Micklehurst Loop, we're going to pick up where we left off in part 1 and head from Micklehurst right the way through to Diggle Junction, where Butterhouse Tunnel lies. We'll be beginning at Micklehurst, and we'll head off towards where Friesland station was, and there was also viaducts either side of that station, but sadly I believe they are no longer. Then we'll head off towards Uppermill. Uppermill had a station and also a goods shed, before rounding off our journey with the amazing Butterhouse Tunnel at Diggle Junction. So I'm coming into Friesland now, and it looks like I'm going to lose the track bed momentarily. It looks like it went straight on and probably under Well Hole Road. We've got to go up here, and I'm actually hoping that the higher I get, it gets me away from these midges. There's a lot of midges and gnats around today, and it's only mid-January. So we just passed the site of what was the 3rd goods shed along the route at Friesland. It's now called Friesland Arena. I think it's something to do with horses, like a menage of some kind. On my left over there, we've got Greenfield Station. That's on the active main line. What we've got coming up on this route was Friesland Station. And that was like the jam between 2 slices of bread, because there was, and quite possibly is, a couple of viaducts, one either side. I won't hold my breath to see whether they're still there, but we'll soon find out. And judging by the way that this path has gone downhill and it's about to go back up, I'd say the answer is no to the first viaduct still being present. So going up the other side now, at the top here somewhere was the former site of Friesland Station. And another private residence now. We've got Friesland Station. I'll indeed try and find some historical photos to see what that once looked like too. So judging by the way our path is falling away from where the track bed was at Friesland Station. Friesland Station also opened in 1886, had 2 platforms and closed in 1917, a bit longer than the other stations we visited in part 1. I believe this is where Friesland Viaduct was, where these units are now. And we've got to go on hunt for the track bed again. Right, Uppermill station, that's next. I think it's the last one on the route as well. I think there's another goods shed, or there was, down here as well. Opened in 1886 in the month of May and closed in January 1917. Although it continued to serve freight right up until 1964, a year earlier than some of the other stations in part 1. Coming up to a lovely bridge down here. Let's take a closer look. That bridge was beautiful, wasn't it? That double arch on the slope, it was great. I'd have talked to you about it a bit actually at the bridge, but there was tree felling going on and trimming and lots of noisy equipment and workmen, so it would not have been possible. Looks like some kind of farm access going down to Greenfield and up into the fields and beyond. You can hear the noise a little bit now, they started again. So we've got to go under one more bridge or over, and then we get to Station Road and Uppermill Station, or the site of that. There's an old piece of line-side history, look. Old sleepers being used, probably where ballast was once stored, and other line-side equipment. This is Rush Mill Road, and it's a cute little bridge design, isn't it? It's been reinforced with corrugated steel. Quite an echo as well as I get inside. So next up is going to be Station Road and the site of the station. So because we're going onto a road and we're going to lose the track bed. Oh, what's happened to my hair? I'll see you down there. So this here is where our station used to be. Uppermill Station closing in 1917 and 1964 to goods. As I said previously, there was 2 platforms and it opened in 1886. Not far from Journey's End now and towards Butterhouse Tunnel. This is another bridge, the same as Station Road. This is Church Road and it's been replaced with a quaint little wooden footbridge. Really nice. Our track bed is dead ahead and a portal that is now landscaped and filled in of Butterhouse Tunnel. So now I'm on the ascension again. Track bed, I've left it behind down there. So over there somewhere would have been the portal to Butterhouse Tunnel, 329 yards in length. I'm hoping if I follow a footpath or 2 I'll be able to find the other end. So, got myself down to track bed level. Some kind of old milepost just there, look. I'm simply on a former track bed, heading towards, hopefully, our tunnel portal. So here she is, we've finally made it. Butterhouse Tunnel, over 300 yards of abandoned railway architecture. Partially filled in, so we're not able to go all the way through, but what a beautiful thing. I've never been here, I've never seen it, and I'm really pleased I've done it. First tunnel of 2022, probably the first one for many months I've been to as well. So I think it's time to get the death ray out, floodlight, and light it up. So first recess is on the left, look, and there's quite a bit of cabling on the floor as well. Fair bit of graffiti, but not as much as you often do find. Red brick roof, blue brick side walls. So I'm assuming the next one is going to be on the right hand side, the next recess. There it is, or refuge. And this one has got the number 17 inside it. So let's push on. So quite a colourful recess there, pretty pink. Lots and lots of ballast on the floor. Lots of white on the roof. Is it stalagmites on the roof? I always get the two mixed up. There's another recess on the right, look. Looks like there was a plaque there for a number. There it is, it's still got a bit of the white paint present as well, look. There's more of that ballast. Let's light you up a bit further up. You can see where we're going. So we're approaching the curve of the tunnel. There is a slight curve to this tunnel before it shoots off towards Uppermill, Micklehurst and Staley Bridge. And I'll spin you around. That's our view looking back. So looking ahead, we're coming up to the infill very, very quickly. It looks like you'd be able to run up so far and get pretty close to the roof. This recess here, look. It's got number 7 on it. So that's good to see that that's still present. So is the ballast. No sign of any sleepers or rails. There's an old brick just there. Look. So that's come down from somewhere, hasn't it? Probably that. No, it's not that hole because that's where it's there all the way along. So again, look, there's the infill just ahead. And I'll talk to you when we get there. So all sorts of bits and pieces stacked up here, look. There's old drain covers, isn't it, or cable coverings. So the infill is just along here. You can also see where there's some kind of drain just here, look, because there's like a manhole at the base of the infill. and more of these concrete pieces. So, look, there's a buried recess just here. That's long forgotten, isn't it? I don't think it actually is a toilet. We can get so far up, look. We can get pretty close to the roof. There we go. And we light it up. Reminds me a little bit of part of Mansfield Road Tunnel in Nottingham. And the first bit a bit like Mapley Tunnel, also in Nottingham, but of course you can carry on crawling. Get this far, and that must be the portal just there, look, because the brick does in fact come to an end. Let's have a look at our view looking back. That's great, isn't it? So I'm back at the base of the infill now, and I'm going to turn around and make my way back. So, let's go. So I do hope you've enjoyed our visit along the Micklehurst Loop Line. This has been part 2 from Micklehurst straight through to Diggle Junction and Butterhouse Tunnel. If you've not watched part 1 yet, I'll put a link at the end and you can go and see that should you wish to. If you watched both parts, thank you very much. I'll probably do this tunnel as a standalone as well, just for people that just want to watch the tunnel. So then, thank you very much for joining me again. Like, subscribe, comment below. Come on, more suggestions. Let's get a bit further around the country, a few more ideas. We could do with a few more tunnels this year too, couldn't we? We didn't do many last year. See you soon, bye bye.